Lycans and gentlemen, children of the night, nocturnals, night terrors, and all things that go bump in the night. Welcome to your monthly treatment of shock therapy. The doctor will see you now. Show me your woes, and I'll cure all that ails you. Consider me your night watchman for this evening's festivities here at Mind's Eye Theater. I invite you to violate curfew along with me for this graveyard shift. I am your horror host incarnate for this sold-out show. So, I am thrilled for this watch party for a multiple of reasons. First off, it is nice to get back to the watch party proper. Not that I don't enjoy watching horror TV, and actually I will be getting to more of that later in the week and later in the stream, but I noticed that I haven't done any movies, movie watch parties in a while. It's mainly just been Dexter, both Resurrection and New Blood for 7 months now. 8 months. Wow. Yeah. Since December of 2024. So it is not only good to be back in, the rhythm of where and how the watch party started, but in addition to that, it's also great to be back in general. It's always great for me to do these. And for me, I am particularly excited for this because this is a film that came out on streaming last year and last summer, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check actually when it is that the movie that we have on tap for tonight, The Inheritance, actually released. I know July 12th, look at that, 2024. So it released on Hulu, and I couldn't get around to it, unfortunately, but last summer. But I wanted to absolutely make sure that in addition to regular horror watching, I wanted to make sure I got to this one in particular just because I didn't get to last year. And to me, it caught my eye. It came out of nowhere. I distinctly recall having caught it, a trailer for it, and I said, all right, this absolutely looks like it's something worthy of the watch party. So I absolutely wanted to make sure that I was getting around to it. It was, and in addition to anything and everything that comes out in film and eventually to streaming, I hope that these movies eventually make it onto any of these streaming services, just so that I can watch it along with you fine folks. So let me get to the brief synopsis of what we have on tap for tonight. So the plot goes: on the eve of his 75th birthday, a billionaire invites his estranged children back home out of fear that tonight someone or something is going to kill him. He puts each of their inheritances on the line to ensure they'll keep him alive. So I found that pretty interesting, and from the trailer that I made of this film, I found it pretty intriguing. So I wanted to make sure that I got to catch this with you fine folks. So now that that's out of the way, I always like to get a little bit of engagement with my viewing audience, and I put together something that I affectionately refer to as the totem pole, which I will show for you fine folks now. So, what your film rating options are: bottom of the barrel, shallow grave, and high stakes. So, considering the premise, considering that he's not, that the patriarch that we have dealing with here is not only in some kind of danger, is not only being targeted, and the interesting premise of him inviting his children to his mansion in order to protect him. I am gonna go with this particular film. I'm gonna go with high stakes. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that this one is going to be a very interesting watch, interesting premise. So I'm gonna give it a high stakes rating. So I invite all of you once I have the link up for the chat. I invite all of you to vote in the chat as well, and I'll be giving reminders of the poll only available on the YouTube chat. I will refer to it throughout this watch. But yeah, what really caught me wasn't just the premise, but also, like I said, the fact that it has a supernatural spin on it. I am curious as to see what exactly will be the ramification. Like, what secret is it that this patriarch is hiding? So we will take a gander. Okay, the poll is up for all of you fine folks to vote in, and let me just quickly take a look at something. So, I invite you to stream the show along with me. Queue it up on Hulu, and from what I read, it's also available on Disney Plus. So, let me take care of a couple of housekeeping items, which gives you time to get your popcorn and soda pop ready. This Mind's Eye Theater is brought to you in partnership with Hotness TV. We have as sponsors for the Mind's Eye Theater, we have Jabra headsets and Samsung devices. So I wouldn't sponsor any brand that I don't use or swear by. Therefore, since I have both and leverage both, if you're in the market, and I hope that you are, considering that back to school is around the corner. I don't even have kids, and I'm not looking forward to back to school. Since we are somewhat in a shopping season, and not Labor Day. Wow, what is it? Oh yeah, Labor Day is around the corner. I invite all of you fine folks to use the link in the description. It just serves as a nice kickback to the channel. In addition to that, the watch party has as an affiliate the upcoming horror documentary Mental Health and Horror. So when that comes out, I plan to do not just a watch party for it, but also a review. So be on the lookout for that. You will notice the support link up top. If you are of a mood to send any donations, it would greatly be appreciated. I would just consider it your pound of flesh. The support, I'm sorry, one of the softwares that I use to do the streaming, Streamlabs, it was nice enough to give me my own merch store. So I will have news, let's see. I will have news on updated, what's the word I'm looking for? Updated logos within the next week, and shortly after, new merch designs that will be coming out. I promised that I would work on that this week, and that's one case where I actually did my homework. So, we are coming to you live streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, not TikTok, Kick, X, Rumble, and Locals. So, in the enduring battle between Incarnate and the almighty algorithm, my fans are my greatest weapon. Therefore, I kindly request for you to get them likes up. Therefore, without further ado, I now offer this creature presentation. Igor, throw the switch. Okay, and we are starting the movie now. Please don't give me... Oh, good. I was worried that, what do you call it, that Hulu was going to give me like a minute and a half promo or whatever. Oh god, don't tell me that's a pentagram. I hate when movies have that or need to revert to that contract. So obviously, this is something of a... I imagine this is something of a Faustian bargain here that we're going to be dealing with. Coming to collect. Yep. Nice imagery. Ooh. This kind of reminds me of a movie that I saw. Oh god, where was it? I must have seen it on Shudder. Yes, that had something of a spiritual bond that people would contact the spiritual realm for Contact with Loved Ones. Let me see if I can remember what the name of that movie was. Oh, they're jumping right into it. Got to have the obligatory mixed racial couple, right? Let's see. What was the name of that movie? Baghead. It was on Shutter that I saw last year. Shutter exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. Nice palatial estate. Oh, ouch. Crashing out. Oh, of course you have the debutante or the socialite. Oh God, this is a slightly amusing way of introducing everyone. Of course. She seems less annoying than that blonde chick from that stupid Abigail movie last year. Okay. We should we should take votes on whether or not she's going to be the first to go. He's a billionaire. What are you going to buy him? Uh-oh. Oh no. Really? I didn't catch that. How many freaking pieces of luggage she well, let's see. Three, four? My God, woman. No. They have a great room. They're like, nah, you got it, princess. So what are there? Four kids? Really? It's probably rusted from the inside. Wow, what an offer. She's like, I'm trying to think of a couple of excuses now. No, no. Yes. Bitchy. Mm. Not that that'll stop them, right? Yes, yes, I do, because you ain't worth the money. Oh, this won't last. Ouch. You're not. Thank you, manservant. Of course, she's the smartest. Ouch. Damn. I don't know. I thought there were more kids. Hmm. Well, is there a downside? Bum bum bum. You're only just finding this out? Oh, pish posh. Rich white person laugh. Well, time to collect. Should we be here? I wouldn't say that. Hmm. I wonder if he's gonna reveal what the issue is, or if they're gonna have to find out on their own. Let's see. Yeah. What does that mean? I'm curious as to what all the rules are exactly. Yeah, yeah, because you'll get nothing. That's kind of. Hold on. Let me just hear what he has to say. Isn't it kind of messed up that this guy actually. Oh, crap. A freaking ad. Damn it. Sorry about that. It's funny to me, and I was wondering this about when I was watching the trailer. I'm like, hold on, let me pause the. Sorry, let me pause the watch party stamp. To me, it's funny that he knows that he's gonna get bumped off, right? So you know you're in danger, so you invite your kids to your home to keep you safe from the danger that you know is imminent and probably going to like gun for them too. It's like, bro. And then he starts off his speech. I know I'm not a saint. Yeah. And this kind of also proves it by the fact that you have us here, and guess what? They're trapped inside. Like, bruh. Well, we'll see when we come back from commercial. But I'm like, there's a bit of a plot, not a plot hole, but a bit of a moral quandary here because it's like, bruh, you're making sure that if you go down with the ship, you're gonna take your kids with you. So what'll be left? What'll be left of your estate? Like, I guess, like he has it like set up, but bruh, like if you die, the show's over. But your kids very well could, bite the bullet too because you invited them there. And oh boy, we'll see what happens. But this is an interesting setup. I do wonder if they're going to address some of the inherent problems with this. All right, we're gonna be back to the show, and this ad's gonna be over in 4, 3, 2, 1 now. 7, 8 gaming. Mind's Eye. Yes. Okay, I am resuming the watch party watch now. You're gonna regret that. 7, 8 gaming. Did you have a question? Yeah, for real. We'll see. He's like, by the way, do I get anything? Boy, I bet they're having some regrets about now. Drinking myself, stupid. Yeah, for real. It's like, what did we sign up for? No, your username just reminded me of that really bad game. Yeah, I heard. I heard that the recent Mind's Eye game is like terrible. Believe me, I've had this. I've had this title for or YouTube handle for quite some time, so don't blame me for that. In fact, I should sue them for not only coming out with a game in my likeness or using my name brand, but one that sucked. Back to the movie. Oh well, what are we gonna do, dummy? By doing what? Sold on what? I love how nobody thinks to ask the father who's locking them in what the issue is. That's okay. You don't seem particularly interesting, so your party was probably worth missing. Oh. She's slowly the socialite here is slowly growing on me. Guys, well, no, I'll wait, hold on. Damn it, I missed the insult and the infighting. Mm. Oh god, don't tell me that she's like the smartest in the room and the most moral and ethical. Please don't tell me that. Oh god. Sadly, siblings and family do get like this, and it's very unfortunate. But hey, I don't doubt it. So far, the boyfriend here is, or the husband is the most like bland. The twins are bitchy, but you know that'll happen. What the? Oh, it's a wine cellar. I'm like, is this a library? You got no butt. It's a wine cellar. What do you? Spooky. Also, it's a wine cellar. Like, what is she expecting? Tequila? Or yeah, I knew it. I knew it. No, Jesus, the hell? Oh bother! It's Pennywise. Nobody here but his chickens. She does the right thing by attempting to bail, but she grabs another bottle. Oh, jeez, it's locked. What a. She grabs another bottle. Like, are you for real? And she doesn't think to throw the bottle at whatever's attempting to chase her. Woo, good catch. Really? Oh, wow, nice. Yeah. So far, this is the funniest scene in the movie. One joke after another. She goes, screw this, and she grabs one more bottle for the road. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, now they're asking the questions? Well, gee, we're stuck with you. I mean, we have plenty of time to kill, pun intended. So of course he's gonna like yeah, Faustian bargain. Of course he's gonna confess to the black girl, right? Ooh, the, the plot thickens. Uh-oh. I wonder if they're all gonna go out in like ironic ways. You know what I mean? Or depending on what the sins of the father are, they could go out in ways that, ooh, they could go out in ways that reflect how it is that he could have caused someone else's demise. Hmm. Interesting. No, I think so. Who goes there? Yeah, there's nothing that could have tipped that bottle, that glass, over on its side in place. What the hell have I been drinking? Ah, thank you, friendly ghosts, and also nothing. I was just admiring the rack on you. I would say if there were any here. I guess she is going to be the first one to go. The dumb blonde. What the hell? Was that someone by the plant? For the record, that's the second time she's done that. Oh, what the hell? That looks like a corpse. Slowly, slower. Just your demise. Damn. Oh my god. Those eyes. That beating sound is very disconcerting considering we had an earthquake last night. Smart. And jump scare. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to keep drinking. You've already had two. You already had two. What do you call it? Disconcert. You're gonna go for a swim after being told that someone's after your father. You've had two disconcerting occurrences where it seems like you're being pursued. So the best thing to do naturally is to knock back the sauce and take a dip in a pool alone. Uh oh. Nice. Even though they kind of took that from let the right one in. Oh my god. Oh. And yep, the body. What the hell? Damn it. She was my favorite so far. Damn. Well, the remaining four have a lot of well, I did call it that the blonde would be the first one to go. And another break. I'm sorry, commercial break. Well, I did call it that the blonde would be the first one to go, which is unfortunate. Just give me a second because I got time to kill because we just cut an ad, so that's why I paused the watch party watch. But damn, the blonde was so far the funniest one, and that kind of goes. I think that's probably I'm sure it's happened before, but I think that's one of the first times that I can remember. Hey, Barry Smith. Hi. Well, it's another freaking what do you call it? spam. Anyway, um, when yeah, this was probably one of the first times that I can remember, at least, where you have someone being chased by or stalked by the evil presence. They manage to get away, and then in the very next scene, or the very next time that whatever evil presence attempts to target them, they actually catch them. So good on the monster, but at the same time, it's like, damn, the blonde was the funniest. Like accent, like unintentionally, the blonde was the funniest one, and the character with the most personality. Great. Now we got the twins and the boring couple. Well, they have some shoes to fill, but so far, so good. We're not very far into this movie, so I am interested to see how things play out. So we are back in 2-1 now. Unfortunately, there's going to be two more ad breaks throughout the movie, but I'll tell you when. Uh oh. Are they planning a coup? Jeez. Oh. Oops. Nice. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh my god, she spilled her drink. Hmm. Something tells me that mark is not incidental. No one's gonna try CPR. No, I don't care. Oh. Plus, she's the diversity smart one. Oh. Oh. Well played. This movie does have good humor, even if it's not slapstick. I like the cynicalness of it. Funny how that gash isn't continuing to hemorrhage. All right, time to spill the beans, pops. Something. This lumberjack really is boring. I knew you'd think that I was crazy. Oh, word. Well, I want my cut. For the company, really? What kind of question is that? God, listen to these two. He's like, damn you old bitches. I'm still the priority. Hmm. Okay. Oh, how generous. Dude, spill the beans already. That many? That was the plan. Still speaking all ominous like. Okay, guys, we just hit the 30-minute mark on the watch. If you could remember to hit the like button, no matter which platform you're watching, and make sure to vote in the totem poll on the YouTube chat what your rating is for the film. Jeez. The paranoia begins. Ouch. Sure, we can. What? You're going to bed for real? Okay. Anywhere, everywhere. No. Mm-hmm. Really? Oh God. He's gonna be the greedy one. Can we get back to the twins? These two are really boring. Oh, and by the way, that money does matter, you lunatic. Oh, another ad. Well, I don't think that this is a spoiler because they kind of showed it in the trailer. So there is something supernatural. We know that. It looks like it takes on the form of the daughter that just that met her untimely demise. So I am curious as to how the film will proceed from here. Like, who's next? Oh, excuse me. I always get gassy whenever I drink water, and I don't know why. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this chat. I really hate when I get these stupid spam messages. Yeah, I am interested, or it is amusing watching the twins argue amongst themselves. But damn, why did they have to get rid of the charming socialite? She was actually funny. The couple's really boring to watch. And they are clearly dragging out what the mystery is. Like, okay, the it's clear that the dad, the billionaire father, did something to incur. He did something responsible for someone's death. That much is obvious. But I am curious as to what the details around. Oh crap! I can't get rid of this stupid spam message. I am curious as to what the details surrounding what he did are. And one would think after the first mysterious homicide, he just would have gotten to what it is that he did, what the details are. But I guess it's just a wait and see. So, ad break is over in 3, 2, 1 now. Why would she opt to go to sleep? Like, lady, really? If there's a time to be wide awake, I would think it'd be now. We have 51 minutes left in the watch. Oh dear. I wish I wasn't so frumpy. Okay. Now it's going to start playing backwards. What the hell? What the hell? Scratching at the walls. I can't take it anymore. Huh. Is that painting showing her wearing that robe that she was wearing when she was moited? What? It's, oh, what? No one's weird. She looks like she's wearing that kimono that she wore when she died. That's why my acting is so stilted. What? What man would have you? Oh. I also don't care now. Yeah, I get like that. Jealous much? Hmm. Oh, gotta stick together. Oh, mm. What? Another one of their accidents? Thanks for explaining the obvious. Oh, look at on the right. Holy crap, I didn't even notice that at first. It's what the hell? Terracotta Warrior? What? Wow. Can't imagine why. Well, one of them did. Why are you in here? What the hell are they looking for? The hell is that black dot on her arm? Is it? Actually, it's foreshadowing. What? Oh, they're looking for a way out. Okay. I'm like, why are they there? Naturally, just. I'm too burly and manly to do this. Or go under it. Come on, my luscious boobs can't fit between here. What does she see? Clumsy, clumsy. Uh oh. Oh, damn, they all come alive. Well, this can't be good. What the hell? Hmm. What is. Why are you able to see what's on the other side of that shaft all of a sudden? That's odd. It looked like the shaft for the dumbwaiter. I've seen this in video games. You gotta keep your eyes on them. What? Congratulations! Clumsy. You watch where you're going. Hey, for real. What? Oh, damn. Jeez. Oh, what is that? A mummy? Not for nothing, but if it's a supernatural force, why would a door stop them? Yeah, I probably should have mentioned this before, but like, why did they decide to split up like everyone in the house? Pretty bad idea, if you ask me. Really? What was your first clue? Really? I think we should split up. Why would you? It's clearly trying to kill you, because it did the sister before, gunning for your father, kind of just tried to kill y'all. And honestly, like I keep reference I keep referencing this. If the father knew that there was something after him and he needed to stay alive, why not keep all of his children together? You know? Uh-oh. Did they just walk into a safe? Yup. Because who didn't see that coming? Okay. How did they know that they'd walk in there? Oh, good. Oh, another ad. Who I say. Yeah, it had. I'm sorry, but I'm enjoying the movie, but it has kind of dipped with the entertainment value has dipped with the death of the youngest sister, which is very unfortunate. So the fact that the girlfriend, the wife, is like knocking, trying to communicate with something, like kind of dumb. Like, you just saw what it did to your sister-in-law. You know that it's coming after your father-in-law, and therefore extension by all of y'all. And you're trying to communicate with this thing knocking on on a wood frame. Like, come on, bruh. Best viewers on stream. Boo. Oh God. All right, sorry, YouTube chat. You need to go away until all of these other stupid spam messages disappear. So back to the well, no, not back to the movie yet, but back to discussing the movie. I It is also kind of being drawn, like needlessly drawn out, what it is that we are dealing with here. Like what are the specific details surrounding what it is that the father did, it it's odd that they would. It's odd that the characters themselves would not probe the father for more details, considering what it is that has happened. Obviously, he's being targeted, and obviously, they need to know everything, not keep things ominous. So let's see. Hopefully, we get more details because it doesn't really make sense that it'd be dragged out this much for this long. That the kids are left in the dark as to what it is that's going down here. And we're back in 2-1 now. Uh-oh. I can't help it. Uh-oh. Mhm. No, head towards the whispering. I do like the soap opera-ish. There is something of a soap opera-ish charm to the twins. Oh god. Lady, for real? Really? Well played, dummy. Uh-oh. Oh, this can only lead to good things. What? I didn't. Crap. I looked away for a second. Oh. Oh. Oh my. She's got the gun. Uh, she's about to aim and fire. Uh-oh. Dragged away. He sure is in a rush. Just catching up on my reading or obituaries. Hmm. What if the deal that he struck is for his life to be prolonged at the expense of his kids? Hmm? Where's she at? Back in her room. That was nice of the ghost. What a nice ghost. Sloppy ghost. Uh-oh. Yep, the picture. The portrait. Nice. Well played. That's pretty creepy. If painting starts to bleed. Creepy. Be really creepy if the eyes turned and... What are you doing? That's not even sanitized. Uh-oh. Jump scare. Oh, oh my god. Freaky. Yo. Well, this is the scene that we saw in the trailers. Oh my god. She gonna drag her into the painting? Oh my god. Oh god. Oh lord. God, I guess she's sharing her wine. Oh, you only got 2 bullets, Chief. Nice. Good effect. Well, I can't imagine what you think. Oh, freaky. Oh, you got 1 more bullet left, Chief. Oh, I was out. Damn it! I should have. I thought that maybe the bullet went through her and shot the other sister. Good heavens, my blouse! You'll pay for this. Well, that makes 1 bullet left. Madeline. You're an idiot. This guy's. I don't usually say this phrase much, but this guy's acting is so bad, it's actually funny, unintentionally funny. Dude, you don't want to be there. You just saw one sister turn into a ghost. This one's dead. What do you think is gonna. Oh, the gun. He's saying to himself, gee, should I tell anybody? I wouldn't, Chief. I would shack up with Dad and literally call it a night. Uh-oh. Turns the other way and... Nope. Sister's gone, I imagine. Nope. Body's still there. Oh. Good use of camera work for suspense. Yeah. What do I do? How much time we got left in the watch? We have about a half hour left and 1 more commercial break. She's like, yeah, I blame you too. This guy is thoroughly bland. I mean, to be fair, it's not like they're giving him good material. She's like, oh, you poor little dweeb. I would have been better off marrying your sister. What? I'm gonna take a wild guess at just. Oh. Uh. He does play a good sniveling dweeb well. It's a bit just thinker. All right. Do we finally get confession time with Pops? Can't be explained. I knew it. That I hadn't considered. What happens if the lights go out? Okay. Why? Well, gee, Chief, your bullets did so much before, right? This time it's gonna come back as the sister that he bumped off. Oh, the ad came now. Okay. So we saw the scene from the trailer that hammered home that we were dealing with something supernatural. Very creepy stuff, by the way. Good use of suspense with the bleeding portrait and the portrait coming to life in two separate ways. I like that scene a lot, and that the twitchy movement, that was something that was very popular in the early 2000s with movies like, or the mid 2000s, with movies like the Silent Hill movie and a really crappy movie called Stay Alive. But it had that twitchy movement from ghosts and supernatural creatures, as well as like a bony kind of crunch to it. I feel like in recent years that whole bone crunching sound has been used too much, almost like a crutch by those stupid Conjuring movies, to the point that it was very boring when it came to by the time of the Nuns release, it was just like, okay, it was old hat. But I am I'm happy to see that it was used here. It's a very creepy effect, and sound is so important when it comes to fear factors, and I don't mean jump scares. I mean it's the absence of sound can work very well when you're building tension, but you don't want to overdo it. But it can also be rich where you're giving personality. And hold on, we're back in 2-1 now. Last commercial break. So sound can be very important when you're trying to not just the look but the sound of whatever monster you're dealing with. That's very important. Company. Oh damn. She's like, damn it, you're so useless. Something tells me they ain't safe. And by something I mean common sense. Must be, huh? Oh, we all know how this goes. Pull the right. What? Paradise Lost. Haha. Cool. Who doesn't like a good haunted house? Now pull the candlestick to drop the spiral staircase. Nice. Oh, this is where we find the skeleton key in Resident Evil in the Spencer mansion. Okay. Books and candles. Come on. Did you land on the exposition page yet? But she can, right? No. Not quite. You don't say. Oh, come on. Mm-hmm. How would you know that? No, the Egyptians wrote in hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs. You're capping. Okay, we get it. Books and books. Can we get to the point here? Oh boy. What the hell? I'm gonna go on a limb and say that the passing of their mother wasn't an accident. I'm gonna guess that he gets bumped off by his own. No, I guess not. I was gonna say like, he gets bumped off by his father, but maybe his father confronts him, and then homeboy here gets, mangled. Don't worry, it's just tacky drapes. Oh, crap. Honestly, what does he think he's going to do with a gun if it didn't work the last time? Pottery. No, I didn't see what towels. I don't know. It's too dark to tell what I'm looking at. Yeah, this room is very dark. Or I should say the lighting of the scene. Good use of sound again. Oh, nice. The floating blood from the scar of his sister. Sure. Oh, ouch. Well, too close for comfort. Even while dying, you have a goofy look on your face. Yeah, I think his back is broken. That's a safe bet. Is that water or blood? No, never mind. Jeez. Nice. That's a sister that he killed accidentally. Uh, how's she gonna pay? How's she gonna pay her twin back? Hmm. Uh huh. Eerie. Oh, jeez. Warm embrace or bear hug, or she's gonna hug him, hug the soul out of him. Damn, he's Chinese now. Oh dear. Where exactly? The safe? Clearly. No. He's like, no, I told you this was private time. You darn kids. He's like, I live here alone, okay? You damn kids. Finally, an hour into the movie. Yeah. To do with everything. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, get a room in a mansion of occult literature. Oh, that's ah. I was thinking of Moloch. Mm-hmm. Uh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I can get a new family. He's gonna shoot him. Damn. And let me guess, the gun jams on her, right? No blood. What the hell? Really? And because he added her to the inheritance or whatever, which was oh, really? So you have a revolver. You got 4 bullets left, right? Really? So I think it's plain to see that this is gonna end with her surviving the cat and mouse, and she's gonna be able to evade her. The clock is gonna strike 12, and see, I would have thought that he would have made a deal with Moloch, who was the, if I'm not mistaken, Babylonian deity that had children worshipped, had children murdered in worship of him. That would have made more sense than just regular greed, but whatever. She's a pretty enough girl, but my god, that haircut, she looks like Bruno Mars. Yeah, not for yeah, you'd be leaving a trail of blood. And either she was grazed or that bullet went right through her arm. Watch the creatures like right next to her. Yeah. Why is he wearing a robe? No. Oopsie. Does he not see the same reflection that she does? There you go. So why did you Oh what? Yeah, how the hell did she get out of there? Huh? I thought he shot. I thought he fired both. Arrgh! What are you waiting for? All right, this is getting a bit drawn out. Like, can we speed this up some? That's not really smart when he's the one with the handgun. Yeah, if they were gonna play the whole cat and mouse thing, it really need and draw it out. It really needs to be, dude. Just shoot him. You don't need the friggin'. Oh, oh, I thought that was gonna fall on his face. Get that gun away from you. That would be the smart move. What is that? Uh, not for nothing, but there is you will need to explain like some of this to somebody. This is really a shock to you. Oh, she's pregnant. Grandchild. Ultrasound. They played this trick in another movie that this same guy was in. Dead Silence. Oh, got him. Oopsie. Is it sunrise? What the hell? I, I didn't hear what she said. I'm guessing the ghosts of all of his children will return to take him home. Yep, called it. See how good I am. Well, help an old man out. Jeez, you're not for nothing, but like I would imagine that would have displaced your hip or something. He's gonna try to bump himself off. I imagine. Ooh, and right here. What the? They took they took that creature effect a little too literally. God, I hate that Stranger Things look to the creature effect. Not for nothing, lady, but you'd have a lot of questions to answer. There'd be some kind of investigation. I thought the heads were gonna turn. They also did something like this in Dead Silence where they had a portrait of all dead family members. I guess she has to wait there until morning, right? Aw. It's okay. He was thoroughly bland. Watch there be some loophole that she gets the money. All right. Or the kid is his. Also, I'm kind of thinking like, It's strange that in this deal, like this spirit, it's strange that in this new deal, the spirit is the one that has to do all the work for the new arrangement. What? Who's driving? Okay. That there would be the end of our watch.
And now his watch is ending.
And now their watch is ended.
All right, so this they did tie up what it was that was something of a plot hole. Like, why is it that the father, if he was in danger, and he needed to be protected, why would he lock all of his kids in? You know, gotta be honest, this was disappointing in a couple of different ways. This good premise, but failure on the execution. I felt like a generic Faustian bargain. Like, if it's just that, it needs more to it. You know what I mean? It would have been something more interesting if he actually had wronged someone who had like promised vengeance beyond the grave. Like, it being a Faustian bargain, it was just a bit generic. You know what I mean? Furthermore, I am a big fan of single location horror or stories. For instance, that you get that with movies like Phone Booth. You get that with movies like what is it, Seven Angry Men. And you in a situation like that, you have to get the most out of your characters and out of your setting. And I think that this movie failed with both. I made sure to, and maybe it was a good thing that they had the commercial breaks, because I mentioned how the movie lost something. It definitely lost a beat and an interesting character the moment that the dumb blonde stereo, even though she wasn't dumb, but the typical dumb blonde stereotype. She was the one with the most personality, like the most life and vigor to her. So the fact that she was the first to get bumped off, it's like the movie took a nosedive in terms of personality and character. Like, that was a really bad mistake. So there's that, and just the other characters were not interesting. The twins were only interesting because of their like loathing for life itself and their other siblings. This movie needed like something of a style to its deaths, to its death scenes. If you're gonna have a supernatural enemy or villain, it should have had, and I mentioned this during the watch, it should have been the case that either it has its own signature style of bumping off each member of the body count, or that it kills the children in an ironic way that would have had the father killed someone, whatever entity became supernatural, if had he killed him in a specific stylized way, that should have been reflected in how his children were bumped off, or in a ironic way that is indicative of whatever sin that the children are guilty of. You know what I mean? Something. I felt that it was an interesting tease with the first daughter, with the blonde girl that died, because you could have it where, because they you didn't directly see how it was that she was killed, and the use of the pool, the scene that was inspired or ripped off by the movie Let the Right One In. It was well handled, but you have to follow that up with something. If you're going to disguise how one person how your first kill is pulled off, you need to be able to follow that up with something visually interesting. Unfortunately, the only other scene that we see that is visually interesting, where we see this entity reveal itself, was already spoiled in the trailer. And we all know that trailers spoil the best parts of a movie in the promotion. Unfortunately, that was the only great scene of the movie, really. Because remember, when the blonde girl dies, we don't see how she's killed. So the fact that the when she comes back as the face of this monster, the fact that we don't, or I should say, the fact that we already see that in the trailer, it's spoiled already. Like there's nothing left. So this movie would have been served if it wasn't a generic Faustian bargain, and there was like more meat on the bones in terms of what it is that the father had done to earn his billions and who he had wronged. Or if they were going to go to the Faustian bargain, I predicted this, that the reason why the father had invited his children is so that he could sacrifice them and prolong his own life. That was fairly predictable because you heard me call it out before it even, like, almost an hour before it's revealed. So, unfortunately, the film was a disappointment in numerous ways. Again, good premise, but poor execution. It had good scenes of tension. It had good build-up and suspense, and it needed more. It needed more, definitely needed much more in the character department. You needed to give these people agency and personalities, and other than the daughter who was the first kill, yeah, the character was very much lacking, and you needed much more history between these characters. Okay, they hate each other, all families, families will have that, but it needed more than the bickering, and the father was pretty much absent in terms of a character. So unfortunately, I'm glad I saw this, but unfortunately, the execution really wasn't there, and it was missing a lot of very key parts. It needed better deaths, and what I do like about Ghosts is that, unlike a guy with a knife, it's supernatural, so you can use that. You can use pretty much whatever you want, but it does need to be interesting. And mind you, I'm not saying blood and guts, but it was interesting. One twin accidentally killing another, and I figured that, and I wish I would have called that out. That way I can take credit for it, but I'll take credit for it anyway. I did figure that was going to be the case. But once he shot the ghost, that it would have gone right through it and killed his own sister. But yeah, all the other deaths needed to be, and I feel like the father at the end killing his son, it's what were the rules of this bargain? Because it was the case that for the most, let me see. For the most part, like at least half of the deaths were from the father, or they were from the family members themselves, and the other half was from this creature. So I don't know, 50-50? I don't know. It seems strange that one or the other, either the creature or the billionaire, was doing the legwork. That's a bit of a strange doctrine of whatever contract these two wrote. But yeah, unfortunately, I have to label this one a disappointment. it failed in too many departments in order for me. I'm glad that I watched it, but it failed on too many levels. The ending was disappointing. The cat and mouse chase was drawn out and not intriguing. It didn't really tell you. They didn't play it off in a way where it showed you the different characters and characteristics of each character of the father and the daughter-in-law, because they themselves individually weren't much of characters. And the fact that it's in a mansion, I feel like they didn't get as much out of the they didn't get as much out of the single location as they could have. And again, whenever you do single location stories, which the fact that this debuted on Hulu, I have to imagine that this was a budget movie. I don't have a problem with that. But you have to get the most out of character. You have to get the most out of your location when you do a single location story. This movie failed on both counts. So if this movie had put you in the mood of other films, I would like to give those recommendations now.
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula.
Make it a blockbuster, right?
So, one thing I like to do when watching movies that remind me of the film that I'm currently viewing is recommend other films that would be in line with it. So, the premise to this reminded me of both House on Haunted Hill, the OG version with Vincent Price, as well as the remake. And if you want to keep the good times rolling, the fact that there's a bargain and there's a supernatural element to this, it reminds me of the episode The Cat from Hell from the Tales from the Dark Side anthology film. Additionally, that movie that I had mentioned, that there was some kind of pact with a supernatural creature that I watched last year in 2024, Baghead. That was the movie that I saw that was a Shudder exclusive. So, with all that being said, time to describe what is on the scene for the Mind's Eye Theater and the Greater Mind's Eye. And actually, hold on, let me grab something real quick. I completely forgot to do this before. So, hold on. I made a list of upcoming... Okay, perfect. I made a list of items that I wanted to go over on the watch party. So, let's take a look. I have done watch parties of not just, well, like I said at the top of the stream, this is my first return to doing the watch parties for an actual movie in probably since December of 2024. I think the last one I did was Nosferatu. So, the original, I mean. So, I have done watch parties for Dexter Resurrection, episodes 1 through 5. Episode 5 I did this past Friday. And let me see, what else have I done recently? I have... Sorry, I should have prepared this ahead of time. But I have... Oh, I did about 2 weeks ago, I did a reaction video to the Hellraiser Revival game. So I like to do what I call trailer gut reactions. First time doing one live. First time doing a gut reaction for a game trailer. So I did the actual watch of the game trailer, and gave my live reaction thoughts. Additionally, I did a live stream where I reacted to the announcement of the game. So, the gut reaction is called Hellraiser Revival Game Trailer Gut Reaction, and the video to the announcement I did was called Hell Froze Over, Hellraiser Revival Game Announcement. Also, 3 weeks ago, I did a Megan 2.0 flop, a case study in cope and cringe. So, that's what I have on the scene available for you fine folks to take a gander at. Now I'd like to talk about coming attractions. So I am hoping to be able to get all of this done this week. However, tomorrow I will be doing two live streams. One, a August preview of horror streaming, horror movies, and horror games, all coming out this month. It is, be on the lookout for that, because I was preparing a list of what is coming out for the first week, and I said to myself, I took a look at the entire month, and I said, wow, this is deserving of a live stream, something of a streaming guide all of its own, or, you know, a horror guide all its own. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, fingers crossed, just because you're going to be shocked. Just in the first week of August, we have, just to give you a preview of the preview, we have Wednesday Season 2 coming out this Wednesday. Thursday, we have Weapons, the horror movie coming out in theaters, and then on Friday will be Dexter episode 6. So we're midway through the season for Dexter Resurrection, but that just goes to show how much we have coming up. And not this Friday, but the Friday or the week after this week coming up, you're going to have Alien Earth coming out on streaming. So August is, and mind you, that's just a sample size of what we have available. I'm just describing to you the first week of first 12 days of August. So, and I was taken aback and genuinely impressed because, you know, usually August is considered one of the dumping ground months, and we have plenty of horror on tap for our viewing displeasure. So I will be coming out with that tomorrow, and I will finally do a version 2.0 live stream or live scream of the game Once Human. July proved to be just as busy as June for me, so I haven't been able to keep up with my live screams as far as survival horror games are concerned. Speaking of, Tuesday, I will debut Tuesday's my usual live scream day, or live scream night. So Tuesday, I will be coming out with a new game that I'll be playing all August long, every Tuesday in August, called Level 0 Extraction. And Wednesday, I will be doing a watch party for the Wednesday show, Season 2. Thursday, I'm going to be a little busy. I have a previous engagement that I'll be attending after work, so I won't be able to do my typical precaution and aftershock for the movie Weapons. So instead, I will do that Friday. So Friday, I will go to watch Weapons. I will do a precaution as well as aftershock, and later that evening, I will do Dexter episode 6 watch party. Sunday, I will do a watch party for the 50th anniversary of the movie Jaws. So be on the lookout for that. So what it's going to look like is, well, it looks like every Wednesday going forward, I will be watching Wednesday on Netflix. Reminds me, I need to find out whose password I need to get in order to watch Wednesday. Tuesday's my usual live scream night, where I play with survival horror games. That takes place every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And then every Friday up until the first week of September, I believe, I will be doing my Dexter Resurrection watch party. So now you know what I've recommended as shockbusters. You know what's on the scene as far as Mind's Eye Theater and the Greater Mind's Eye. Same with the previews of coming attractions. So, mark your calendars and say your prayers. I've been incarnate, offering a word of caution. Fear the worst, so long you recognize who's best. Your fate? Time to subscribe to your fears.
Scary night, isn't it? Looks like right out of a horror movie or something.
See you in your dreams. Oh, come back anytime. Bring your friends.
Welcome to my nightmare.